A new Reddit post has just been posted by Maller's Head. All he's saying is Bitcoin's about to go parabolic, hit 500K this year, and he's putting 100% of his dip money into the asset. First, let's go over why he thinks this asset is going parabolic this year. The first reason why this Reddit user is bullish on Bitcoin is because long-term holders have continuously trended upward while short-term holders have trended downward in the long term. First, let's talk about short-term holders. If you're a short-term holder and don't believe in the asset, that's why you're selling. People are buying when the price goes up, as seen in January 2021 of last year, and people are selling when price goes down because they're FOMOing into the asset, which makes them fearful when the asset goes down in price. If you have long-term conviction in the asset, that means you're not going to sell when the price draws down. That's why long-term holders and whales have continuously doubled down on their conviction in the asset and have bought more and more Bitcoin regardless of the price. Speaking of long-term holders, guys like Michael Saylor, Elon Musk, and many other experts in the field of Bitcoin and other areas have just held the asset regardless of price. They have accumulated more and more Bitcoin throughout the years. They don't care what the price is. They're just holding onto the asset because they believe in the underlying technology of the asset and also the fixed supply of Bitcoin, using it as a store of value. Long-term holders are actually bullish for the price of Bitcoin because as more people get adopted to Bitcoin and the global adoption rate increases, therefore, because of the fixed supply part of it, the price has to go up. I completely agree with this statement. Now, when he says 500K Bitcoin price, that's where we kind of divert a little bit. I don't really believe that the Bitcoin price can reach 500K this year, but it's definitely a possibility based on historic trends about how much the asset has appreciated so rapidly in the coming months and years after a halving. Now, he also posted a screenshot of this fear and greed index I've been seeing on Bitcoin, Twitter, and everywhere. Listen, don't be fearful or greedy when it comes to Bitcoin. Just hold the asset. When Bitcoin was rising rapidly in the last few months, the greed meter, when it was at $40,000, was at almost an all-time high. And now, because the price has drawn down from all-time highs, the fear meter, even though the price is still the same, it says everyone's very fearful. Don't worry about it. Be greedy when others are fearful and be fearful when others are greedy. This Reddit user put up a fear and greed index on their post, and fear is at a 10, which really means you can't go lower than a 10. So in turn, we are bullish right now. Now, how do we get to that 500K price? This Reddit user described 3 FUDs that are happening right now, but after this, he doesn't believe any FUDs will ever happen again. The 3 FUDs this Reddit user describes are regulation, the Mt. Gox distribution date, and then Russia invading the Ukraine. So let's talk about them. For regulation, this is a really big deal because as the crypto industry gets more regulated, it will become more stable. And he thinks that regulation will obliterate both stablecoins and the majority of altcoins. Altcoins, regulation is going to destroy them. Stablecoins, I think stablecoins will still be there in the coming years based off what we've seen. Mt. Gox, I don't think anyone cares about this. No one's cared about this for a very long time, so this is irrelevant. And finally, Russia invading the Ukraine. He thinks that if Russia invades the Ukraine, which hasn't happened but is a likely possibility based on Russia accumulating a bunch of military personnel near the border of the Ukraine, will actually make energy prices increase drastically. What does that mean for Bitcoin? It means that since energy is getting more expensive, mining Bitcoin has become more expensive as well, in turn meaning that miners will have to mine less or sell their Bitcoin to cover the cost. Look, if anyone sells Bitcoin, it's definitely going to bring down the price. And miners are the ones that are accumulating Bitcoin for verifying transactions on the blockchain. They're being rewarded Bitcoin. So they have Bitcoin to sell and they're short-term holders. If they sell their Bitcoin, it could bring down the price, but nothing like a whale like Michael Saylor selling. The Reddit user, Maller's Head, brings up some excellent points in this. Some of them are a little egregious, I'll call them, but he definitely brings up some good points and why he's bullish on Bitcoin. I personally agree with most of what he said, but not everything. Now, the main point of this article is because it's in the headline, he thinks that we're going to hit 500K Bitcoin price. I don't think predictions matter. Stop making predictions. They don't matter in the grand scheme of things. They're literally why people do not like Bitcoiners, because they're just saying the price is going to go up to X, Y, Z by this date. Stop making predictions. Don't forget, come on, this is YouTube. Like, comment, and subscribe. Let's make this go viral.